Hello, world. It's you guys, Arcino. As I sit here in the dark piston hoodie, looking like the Grim Reaper. So, as I provide the question to the public, I'm just asking the question because it's on the table. Are you satisfied with the NBA playoffs this year? I say that out of curiosity. I'll wait till you guys, make y'all decisions as to, what it is y'all want to comment on. I opened the floor because I wanted everybody to have an equal opportunity to come in and say what they wanted to say in response to it. And I think that's only right. It's only fair that it's done that way. We are live, by the way, for those who are watching this later. It's a live broadcast, so we're waiting for people to get in on the live right now. Now, they're trying to say the stream is good now. So they're going to send stuff out right now that the stream is now healthy. Well, we shall see. No, I'm up here trying to send notifications to them so that they can address the situation at hand. Now we can get going. Everyone else can catch up. So I provide the question to you once again. Are you satisfied with the NBA season this year? The NBA playoffs, rather. They're a little better than last year. Okay. Everything except for the NBA is trash now. Better than last year? No. Yeah. Fast forward, the playoffs have been more interesting than last year. That's for sure. Playoffs have been a little bit better. Not until my Lakers are back in the playoffs. I probably won't be if the Cavs and Warriors are there for the 10th time. Well, we're in the finals now. So the thing of this category is a lot of people chose this to be the final four. When Houston first came into dominance, when they got their team, A lot of people didn't think OKC was going to even when they got Paul George. Let's be serious. Now, it was Houston and Golden State. Ever since the first game of the season, you knew that's what it was going to be. You guys don't know that this is set up by now? Charnel Bryant, let me tell you something. First off, Charnel is a female's name. Two, two, I picked the Cavs to lose to Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals at the beginning of the year. I watch all the games. So therefore I'm aware of who's doing what. Yeah, I'm gonna get some sleep after this, Scott. My work's already been done for the day. So everything I'm doing now is a bonus. Literally, I got videos set that just come out. You guys getting hit with so many videos today, it's gonna be crazy. It is going to be crazy. So I suggest you watch the timelines because they're not gonna send you a notification. You know that. So just watch the timelines or subscribe to my Twitter. Just go at Carcino on Twitter and you will not miss a beat. Better than last year's playoffs. The playoffs for the last 3 years have been the worst in NBA's history. This year has been better than all the other playoff years combined. Here is why: better competition, better storyline. The NBA did a good job of doing a few things right this time. And the few things that they're doing right this time is that they're not forgetting the talent. They're letting the cream rise to the top instead of trying to just push their agenda forward. And they didn't know how to by them screwing up with the game, they didn't know how to control it. And that's why you had so many 20-point blowouts that were happening in the NBA because they're trying to keep certain teams from running away with something because they're trying to manufacture and navigate the NBA finals. Well, that's the thing. Of course, anything with David Stern being involved and you have a veteran referee group, it's going to be better than this. But now you're stuck with a continuancy plan that shouldn't really be in place. You got AAU referees who are intimidated by the NBA players. So if they have no fear of the NBA players, then how can they control? You can't govern anything if you're in fear of the people you're supposed to be governing. So the NBA didn't know how to push what they're trying to do across to the general public. Now, a lot of people think it's going to be Cleveland and Houston in the NBA Finals. I'm seeing a lot of people say Cleveland and Houston are going to go. Now, here's the thing. I can't see Houston beating Golden State in a NBA playoff game. Period. It's hard for me to see that. But to tell you and prove to you that this is fixed, who did Golden State play for the very first game of the season? Can anybody tell me? NBA opening night. Who set the season off? Who did Cleveland play? Who did the Cleveland Cavaliers play? And who did the Houston Rockets play? On opening night? Okay. Boston versus the Cavs when Hayward broke his leg. And the Houston Rockets played the Golden State Warriors. That 1 point showdown, right? And in our Eastern and Western Conference finals, just by happenstance, who happened to be playing in these finals? Cleveland and Boston, Houston, Golden State. One day you will wake up and realize, Carcino, man, you are telling the absolute truth. Because before the season started, I told you that these four teams would be here. I told you 3 years ago how all the NBA finals were going to be played out. And I got video to prove it. As I was taking you game by game through the NBA finals, I told you Cleveland would lose to Golden State the first year. They would come back and win it, the first championship in the history of Cleveland the next year. And then that Golden State will come back and beat Cleveland again. That they were going to do it 3 years in a row. And you laughed at me. You laughed at me. I told you 3 years in a row. You don't believe me? Go look it up. The videos is already on YouTube. You know they're here. So going into this season, I told you what? When you said they said, okay, you were right. Now pick this one. I'm like, okay. I said one of these teams won't be here next year. One of them will. And if I'm going to wait and make my decision to see what Kevin Durant does. Once Kevin Durant made his decision that he was going to sign back with Golden State and they kept the roster, I said Golden State are going back to the NBA Finals. Cleveland won't be there. They said, no, who going to beat them? Boston. This is when they had Isaiah Thomas still. They hadn't even had Kyrie Irving. I told you the Boston Celtics would beat the Cleveland Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Finals. And they're going to have the Boston Celtics versus the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals. And Golden State will beat Boston. This is before they had Kyrie Irving. I knew they were putting Boston and Cleveland in the Eastern Conference Finals again. This year they were going. Now that they had Kyrie, they had the storyline. So now they got the storyline that they could still sell, but now they got, instead of Kyrie, they got Brad Stevens. So now you go. That's why you see the NBA selling Brad Stevens all the time. This is like WWE. You got to know how to follow this. You have to know how to follow it. This is nothing but high speed WWE. LeBron won't be in Cleveland next year. He's gone. They're not going to win the NBA championship with this inferior team. No way. You think this team could beat Golden State or Houston? No. So this is it for them. Cavs lose chips all the time, B. They'll be all right. Boston's gonna alleviate me of my LeBron James for the finals. And I'm gonna laugh because this is the last year of Cavs Nation. There never was a Cavs Nation. They just wanted to copy off Golden State. Now everybody's a nation. Spurs Nation. We get it. We get it. Oh, I know they're not gonna beat Golden State. I told you Golden State was winning the championship. And I told you all of this before the season started. Before Kyrie was even gone. Let's say they decide to send Cleveland. Let them play against Golden State. Do you think Cleveland can beat Golden State, really? Do you really want to see that again? Do you think they have a better shot than what they had last year? JR is going to bring nothing but the weed. That's all he's going to bring. Listen, the NBA playoffs has been slightly better this year because the cream has rose to the top. Teams have gotten better. Okay, no longer do we have this Atlanta Hawks under 500 teams in the playoffs. Teams have actually said, you know what? We know how to play now. We got players on the team that know how to run these plays, and we're going to actually get better. Teams got better last year, and they've actually learned how to play, and the referees were trying to not take away their game. You had rookies, the best rookie class we've had in a very long time, where rookies were actually, skilled in the position of playing. You had guys that weren't like very young coming in there with some 1 year, 2 years, or 3 year players. But last year, Mark Brogdon, who was a 3 year player, he stayed 3, 4 years at college. He won Rookie of the Year. Now he didn't have a stellar second season, but he was solid in the playoffs coming off the bench. But you had excitement this year. As last year you had it, but they pushed instead of trying to see what everything was going down with Milwaukee, they kept trying to push Toronto and push the Raptors, and they weren't ready last year. They weren't ready this year. They tried to push the narrative, push those two teams. And for what? And not all the NBA games have been great this year. But it's just better because you have better story and you have more intrigue than ever this season for the NBA playoffs. The Indiana Pacers playing Cleveland as badly as those games were ref. Indiana had a chance to beat them. And that right there in the first round of the playoffs, we had the most interesting first round of the playoffs in the last 4 years. This is the best it's been under Adam Silver. This is the first year. This is his fourth year, but this is the first time it has gotten to this level. Why? Because Indiana proved that they can match up with Cleveland. So even though they can get calls on them, They can't keep calling stuff on you. You're eventually you got to make some shots, and you got to prove that you're actually this good. So they push LeBron to the limit. Had they just been a little bit more experienced and poised, they would have won the series. They could have stole that from Cleveland. So now after that, it was a cakewalk. Toronto, they knew exactly how to play Toronto, and that was just it. Everybody knew that was going. So now here's their dilemma. Here's going to be their problem. They're going against a basketball mind and Brad Stevens and players and personnels that have the bodies to guard LeBron James and at least give him problems on the court, especially defensively. Boston wins game one. Yes. I'll tell you exactly how that's going to play out. I think Boston wins game one, Cleveland win game two, game three, Boston to win, game four, Cleveland to win. They'll be tied at 2-2 going into game five. Boston to win game five, and game six, Cleveland to win, and then and Boston to win game seven. They're gonna go 7 games. As far as the Houston series is gonna go, the very first game, Houston was gonna win. Golden State will win game two. Golden State will win game three. Game four, Houston will win. Game five, Golden State will win. Game six, Houston will win, and Golden State will win it in seven in Houston. Two game sevens. And what makes me think they're gonna have two game sevens? Because we having like 7 days off right now. This is the longest space in between series that has ever been in the NBA. Since 2002, we have not seen this type of division between games. It's almost a week. It's almost like people don't even know the playoffs going on. They're just done. All of this is for one player. Who needs rest all the time? LeBron James. He's got all this technology, all this stuff, and LeBron has been off for how many days? They were done what Monday night, and they don't play the Sunday, so they got 6 days off. 6 days off. Boston had like 5. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Boston won 6 games. Cleveland 1-4. Sunday and Monday. Can you believe that? Sunday and Monday. That's telling you right now you're looking at a 7 game series. That's like you had a playoffs and then you just stopped the playoffs. So now we got a break in between the playoffs. It's like, what is this? A week without basketball? It don't even feel real. So that means that you got what? One, two, three, four, 5, 6 days. The media, the press have got to talk about LeBron James. They like, we got to sit here and promote LeBron James and call him the greatest for 6 straight days. Yep. Okay. See, the NBA, the people that work for the NBA that do ESPN, they can't tell you this stuff is rigged. That goes against their beliefs. That goes against their bottom line, their checks. Well, of course, there's two players that they promote. They don't even promote Kevin Durant. They promote Steph Curry and LeBron James. That's it. Oh, what was her feminist rant about this time? Because that's the only time they let her talk. If it's domestic violence or some type of rant, that's the only time you hear from Joy Taylor. I mean, really, she has digressed so much on the show. Oh, you enjoyed the Wesley Snipes video? That's cool. I appreciate that. Make sure you follow that timeline because they're not going to send you any notifications. There are a lot of videos out that you guys probably hadn't even seen. There's a hood story out. No, Molly actually does. Molly Curran actually moderates. You know, I don't know why Undisputed keep taking these Fridays off for this Nash crap that keeps coming on. They've been working 4 days a week. And I've been watching First Take on Fridays now because Undisputed is not on. And you can see that it's like night and day. It's night and day. I know you didn't. And see, that's the thing. Colleagues are not supposed to date. But now that you guys know the drop, and all you guys are here now, that's why I asked you guys, what do you think, and how did you feel about the NBA Finals? No, they didn't put my Azalea Banks video back up yet. Dude, I made like 20 videos last night. 20. I guarantee you there are probably 20 videos I did from my movie channel, the news channel, this channel. I was in overload. It was so much I was knocking out. I was pop, 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 hood video, pop, pop. I was gone. I was working, bro. I got videos that y'all didn't even see that they haven't even reviewed yet. They doing so much screwy stuff right now with my account. All because of LeBron. I don't need drugs. I'm naturally gifted. Mhm. Well, I just wanted to get back to basketball. Like the Utah Jazz with Donovan Mitchell and the Big Four. That's why they pushed them over OKC. OKC was just dismal as a basketball team to watch. And the majority of the problem is Russell Westbrook. He's got to realize: are you here to win? Or are you going to play for stats? Because the way you're doing it, you're not going to be able to do both. I know what he's going to say. I ain't had no help. Melo is shot. Y'all gave me this spare broken down Melo. You got to be able to make Melo play better by letting Melo feel confident and getting him the ball and telling Melo what he needs to do. Leadership is where Russell Westbrook lacks. As a leader, he does not have that quality. And you're not going to win with it. You see Kevin Durant, like, I got to go, bruh, because we're not going to win playing the way you play. Well, Melo's participating. And then gonna have the nerve to say I ain't coming off the bench. I'll be like, well, guess what? You need to be doing something because I ain't gonna give you no break, no water, no nothing. I'll be don't come off, don't come over here. You better stay your butt on the court. All that hoodie mellow. I'm hoodie mellow. Well, you better go put a hood on and come out there and shoot because you ain't hitting nothing. And see, this is Westbrook is exactly what LeBron James is, except for he has more finishing ability than LeBron James because LeBron gets every call in the book. He don't have the respect of the whistle. They call so many fouls on Russ, it don't even make any sense. And he's just not, he don't have the personality of LeBron James. That's what don't sell him. LeBron has that personality. He got the endorsements. He's a walking endorsement. You got to keep him in the Eastern Conference Finals, or that's why they put all these players and break every rule in the book for LeBron. LeBron got crazy endorsements. I mean, Russell Break, he got some endorsements, but nothing really breaking him through. Even in the commercial, he don't look happy. I just do me. I don't just do. They say don't do this. I say, do you? He don't look happy at all. He's an alpha male, but he's always angry. So if he play angry, everything about him is angry, angry, angry. Unless he dancing. Then he go back to angry man. So they can't sell angry man. You forget he's the reigning most valuable player. He averaged a triple double again this season like he did last year. They gave him most valuable player last year and thought he was the greatest thing since sliced bread, and they still don't like him. He coming to this year and they still can't stand Russell Westbrook. They ref him different. They don't like his attitude in the interviews. I I don't know what you call it. Why would you tell me that? Whoa, what was you? No, well, you think I just went in there and missed the shot? Okay, all right. No, I'm done. We done. Leave me. So because he don't have a personality with the media are people that vote for like most valuable player. They hate Russell Westbrook. They hate him. So the NBA felt really comfortable moving Utah along because Donovan Mitchell has a personality. So when the Utah Jazz have more personality than Paul George, Melo, and Russell Westbrook, there's a problem. What's wrong with Carmelo? Uh, it's a few things. Melo's a big guy. Okay, he's a big boy and he eats big, and he kind of got out of shape, and tried to play himself into shape. And by him being a shooter, and he's not using a lot of his legs, and he's not as mobile as he used to be. The majority of his game was beating you off the first step and catching you with the stutter step, getting you off balance so he can go up and hit his jump shots. And he don't fight in the inside no more. Melo don't get he averaged like 3 rebounds. It's like he's not battling in the paint no more. He's just become a come off the bench shooter. He gonna just shoot jumpers all day. The way Hall of Fame is, I don't know who's going and who ain't. Scottie Pippen's in there, so that means anybody can go. Anybody who don't make Hall of Fame need to say, wait a minute, Scottie Pippen's in the Hall of Fame. I know I'm going. They be packing my bags. Where you going? Hall of Fame? Why? Scottie Pippen there. Irv G, go back to bed. Go look at Scottie Pippen numbers and you tell me those are Hall of Fame numbers. Period. You guys have y'all let the commercials and all this Michael Jordan 6 championship. Dog, that's all Mike, man. That's all Mike. He carried Scotty all the way there, dog. Everybody in the league don't respect Scotty. They know what Scotty was. He could handle the ball and all that, but he wasn't carrying no Chicago Bulls. Look, he's very mentally weak. LeBron's just another Scottie Pippen, except for they building the league around him. So it is what it is. Grant Hill was better than Scottie Pippen. So what are you talking about? I mean, he only beat him in assists, rebounds, and points, so I'm sorry. Even as injured as Grant Hill was, he had Scotty beating assists, points, and rebounds. Scottie Pippen played defense since, let me see, 90, I'll say 92, 93. Scottie Pippen had a good 3 years. He came into his own in like 91. 90, they thought Scotty was good. He really wasn't. He was a punk. 91, he had a great season. 92, 93, they won the 3 championships. The 94, 1995, when the wheels fell off the wagon. 96, he wasn't good. It was Dennis Rodman covering his butt. 97, same thing. 98, he had a decent start to the year, and he was just terrible after that. Then he had all the back problems, my back. I was taking gin sauna and it got my back spazzing. So Scotty could even move. Michael had to carry them through both championships against Utah. He was a no-show for 2 seasons in the finals. Please stop telling me about Scottie Pippen. He went to Houston first year. They got rid of Scottie Pippen immediately because he was a waste of space. And Charles Barkley and him got into it because he thought Scotty was something. They paid him $30 million. He turned out to be a bum. So they had fool's gold. He went to the Portland Trailblazers. Portland was already running. All Scotty had to do was come there and run the point. He averaged what, like 14 points? He averaged like 14 points, and he couldn't even hit a shot. And when the team could have beat Kobe and Shaq and stopped them and stopped the Lakers dynasty right there before it got started. They were up 14 points in the fourth quarter in game seven. 14 points in the fourth quarter. You're supposed to win that game. uh, Scotty was shooting 35%. So Scotty was trying. Yeah, trying to lose. So I just wanted to bring some reality to you guys so you guys could understand what was going on. Was Scottie Pippen ever a top 10 player in the NBA? In 1 year, the first year Michael Jordan was out, he was a top 10 player and he was a runner up for most valuable player that year. And that was the 94 season. And everybody loved to throw that in your face. When Mike left, Scotty was the man. They just omit 1995 completely. They just go to that 1 year. And I told you why. It was because he had the nucleus already in place. Horace Grant, who was an all-star forward, devastating at power forward, and the Bulls thought we don't need him, we don't need a power forward, and they didn't want to pay Horace's money. So Horace left and got his money in Orlando and came back and bust the Bulls right in the mouth in the playoffs. He was the reason they beat him, even with Michael Jordan back. They had nobody to stop him. Corey Blunt was getting killed. Horace Grant was tearing his butt up. And they held Horace Grant on their shoulders, and he was yeah, as he went to the NBA Finals that year with Shaq and Penny Hardaway. Scottie Pippen should have never been in that top 50. To not see Dominique Wilkins in the top 50 greatest players of all time and see Scottie Pippen was an insult to the NBA. Bill Walton, exactly. Bill Walton is definitely not no top 50 NBA players of all time. His success was in college. He had the one playoff series when he was with the Portland Trail Blazers and they won that championship that 1 year. Other than that, his career has been plagued with injuries. There's no way Bill Walton would be one of the best. No. When UCLA used to win a national championship every year in college, that's when they had that dynasty run there. And he just came in the middle of it. They won like 9 straight years in a row. It sounds like you guys are satisfied with the current situation as far as the coaching. And as far as the way the NBA playoffs are running, you guys seem very satisfied with it. So, and as we speak, one of my videos has popped up already. Y'all just get caught up on all the videos. I'm out. Y'all have a nice day.